I'm sorry guys, brain fart on my part completely. I did mention this in the video, but along with surviving throughout the whole raid, meaning you do not die at all, you also must allow the technicians to come into the room and create 2 more parts of the makeshift teleporter, giving you a total of 3 parts, because there's already 1 in there as you queue up. So you need 3 parts total, and you need to survive. If you do that, you get the feat.
That's like a plum color.
Go ahead and get it here. But it's all good. Getting here in this feat.
Nice.
As you guys can tell, this is the feat. Let's Get Dangerous. It takes place in lockdown. I will try to walk you through everything you need to know about this feat, but it's a pretty easy feat to get. You just have to be pretty much mindful of the area. Especially now since everybody's running this. For various reasons, it's almost guaranteed that you'll get this feat. Pretty much the only thing that can mess this feat up for you is, well, you. Although some people can do it too.
Where? What are you talking about? Where? You're down here too. Oh? You're at the Sparxs? Okay. Oh, yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, I know those into now. Got the whole collection now.
Oh, wow. Oops, I get it. Is that one up in here? No. How we do the feat?
Which feat?
Alright
guys, anyway, for this feat, what you have to do is you have to live all the way through this raid without dying even once. Now it's not dependent on the group, it's dependent on you. So if the group dies but you somehow live, you get the feat. So of course it's best if you can keep everybody alive, but at least you guys know that only you have to live. Whoever needs to feat, that's the only person that has to live. Everyone else can drop. Now, of course, if too many people drop, then you're gonna follow Drew unless you're a really high CR level. So let's just keep this as a, you know, at walk-in level. Like, you have just enough CR to walk into this place. You know, not enough to, like, you know, own the place, but enough to just say I can peek my head in and look around. Okay, so that being said, you're going to have to follow things a little bit more carefully. You're going to have to learn the mechanics of this place, and I'm going to explain all that so that you live.
Anybody needs that feat?
Okay, so you can come in here now at about a CR 100. So with that being said, well, CR 104, but, you know, or 105. I think it's 105. Anyway.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to need
for this feat, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn the mechanics of the game. There's a couple of safe spots you can stand inside the room. I know one off the top of my head. I usually stand there whenever I'm tanking or healing. Mostly when I heal. I don't really do it so much on tanking because I don't want to bring it near the group, but bring ads to the group. Anywho, for this feat, like I said, you just have to survive. So a couple things you need to learn. You need to be mindful of your area. You need to be mindful of the ads, the bosses, and the mechanics of the room, things that attack you, like deadly beams or arctic winds that attack you on the ground. Okay, see that space right there in front of the bomb that I'm standing in right now? That's an area that can't be attacked by any of the mechanics, save for deadly beams. It's the only thing that can hit you there. So all the other mechanics can touch you there, so that's a good place to stand if you want to try to live. Hopefully, deadly beams doesn't show up. I don't remember actually what happens in this video. Yeah, I need to record and upload these when I actually do them, instead of coming back like months or even years later. Anyway, as a tank, I want to try to gather up all the ads I can into one area so that the group can just destroy and not have to worry about things trying to hit them. So as a tank, I want to keep the ads away from the group but around me at the same time, so I can't be tanking in the middle of my group. That's a good way to get everybody killed, especially now that more ads do AoE damage instead of just doing like a line of damage or direct attacks. everyone should know that AoE means area of effect. That means it's not attacking you per se, it's attacking everything around them. So if you're around them, you're getting attacked. Nothing a tank can do about that. You can't aggro AoE because it's around the enemy. Alright, so this is a good spot to tank. I usually like it when my group's a little bit away from me, but oh well. We're higher CRs in this place, so this feat should be pretty easy to get. I'm guessing since the fact that I'm doing this video that it's me who's getting the feat. I don't remember. Oh yes, right, yes, I am the one getting this feat. My healer already has the feat. I never bought it on him because it's such an easy feat to get. Why spin a replay? I got my healer pretty early. Well, it looks like it's pretty really easy OP heal power if you know what you're doing.
Well, it's up to you. It doesn't matter to me.
Although I notice there are a lot of spammers. Anyway, okay, now you're at the first boss. There's 2 boss fights, 3 bosses. This is the very first boss. What he does is eventually he will jump to an area, land there, or he'll teleport to an area, land there, and then he'll do an AoE effect on the ground that's black and orange. You do not want to be anywhere near that when that happens. Like right now, he just teleported somewhere and did that. Now, I got aggro on him, so he'll come back to me. I just want to make sure that I get these ads over to me. Now, of course, right then, I just lost aggro, so now I'm going to go back over to him and see if I can grab him one time. And that's all I gotta do. I don't have to keep spamming the pull power, although I shouldn't have been doing that. Alright. Eventually he will come back to me. See? Right there. See that orange and black on the ground? Nothing should be in that area. Now if you're a high CR level, go ahead, it might not kill you. Now, but at like, you know, walk-in level, like, you just have just enough CR to come into this place, you know, like 105. You should not be in that aura at all, that area of effect. Roll out of it if you have to. Roll out of it. Now it might stun you when it hits you, so bop break out of it. Well, you know, bop break out of it, and then, well, not bop break, just break out of it and then roll away. Rolling negates damage. If you're lucky, you might negate a whole bunch of damage and not be killed in a one-shot. So break out of it, roll away, get away. Now, that safe area I told you about, unfortunately, Deadly Beams is up, and Deadly Beams has a wide range. It's the only wide range attack they got. So, that area is not really safe anymore. So, you're going to have to be mindful of that and mindful of the ads and bosses. Let the tank pull away from the group, then attack the ads. Now, keep your eye on the room. Now, you're going to see these Sparxs on the ground, like especially with Deadly Beams. You're going to see this animation effect on the ground, and then the ground is going to finally, that's all, like, animation is going to finally attack. So it stays there for a couple seconds and then attacks. You got a little bit of time to get ready and prepare to jump over it. That's all you gotta do is just jump over it. At some CRs you might be able to hold block. Like see right there? It's sparking. And then eventually, yes, it attacks, see? So you got a little bit of notice. You can jump over it, yeah, just like your Nova just did right there. Jump over it. Now keep your mind on it, because it's going to keep moving around doing that same animation. It stays there for like 3 seconds and attacks, then it stops for 3 seconds and disappears, goes to the next area, and then it's just repeat. So keep your mind and be mindful of that. Now that this spot I told you, that might be a good place for a troll or a healer to stand. As a tank, I'd stand there only if the group is away from that area, as I don't want to bring ads there when I know that's a good spot to not have to worry about the mechanics hitting you. Unfortunately, we got Deadly Beams, so there's nothing to be done about that. Yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to want to just pull the ads away from the group, which I should have done here, but yeah. We're high CR, so that shouldn't be a problem. Eventually you'll get past this part and you'll have to fight the boss, and here they come. Okay, this is the last boss fight, 2 bosses. This artifact belongs to dark side. Now this is hero side, keep that in mind, but the rules still applied for villain side too. Whether you're fighting Calabac or Mr. Miracle first, eventually Barda or Mantis comes out.
Even a single artifact. Your help, Mantis. I am not here to help you. I came for the artifact. Try to stay out of
Cage 1 to save yourself from taking damage, because remember this is in walkout level. We're going to assume that you're, if you're watching this, you're at walk-in level. And Trap 1 to stop the damage flow. Then watch out for everything else. Remember, you still gotta watch out for ads, you still have to watch out for the mechanics of the room. Unfortunately, my boy Genova got killed here. I think it was the mechanics, he wasn't watching out for that in the ads. However, like I said, even if somebody dies, as long as you live, you yourself can still get the feat. And if everybody else in the group lives too, they can still get the feat themselves. Unfortunately, the person that just died is now void of that feat. You have to rerun it again for them. Okay, now Calabac does that ground slam, the shockwaves on the ground. That's why I like to pull the boss away from the group so that they have a little bit less range to do their attacks. Now, when I'm doing this feat, I like to cage Calabac because he has a large AoE effect. As I told you, AoE, you can't do anything about that. When fighting Madness, I like to keep my aggro on him because hopefully he'll just attack me and not do an AoE effect. He has an AoE effect, but it's not as big as Calabac's. And let's remember, at walking level, all of these attacks are doing a lot of damage. And there you go. Let's get dangerous feat. So I hope this is helping you guys get this feat. Leave me a note, a comment in the section below if you need any extra help on this feat or other feats.
I'm sorry guys, brain fart on my part completely. I did mention this in the video, but along with surviving throughout the whole raid, meaning you do not die at all, you also must allow the technicians to come into the room and create 2 more parts of the makeshift teleporter, giving you a total of 3 parts, because there's already 1 in there as you queue up. So you need 3 parts total, and you need to survive. If you do that, you get the feat.